Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with the start of a new reading vlog, which I'm very excited for, and that is another historical romance reading vlog. I have 5 books on my TBR, and I might be adding another one. I don't know. I have so many historicals over here. I just bought like 8 new ones yesterday at Half Price Books. So I have a lot to get to, and I'm just going to tell you the titles of them, and then I'll get into what they're about when I start reading them. I first am listening to Destiny's Surrender by Beverly Jenkins. I'm already about halfway through this. It's book 2 in the series. I definitely recommend reading them in order because you get a lot of background about one of the main characters' family, and that's kind of not explained at all in book 2, so definitely read book 1 first. I gave book 1 4 stars. This is book 2. I love the cover, and our main character is actually a prostitute, and it takes place in the 1880s. It starts out with a pretty explicit scene that I was not ready for, but she went there, and it's actually about our main character who was kind of falling in love with one of her customers, and he was like kind of falling in love with her, and then she gets pregnant and doesn't tell him for a year that the baby's his, and then something happens where she has to tell him because she's in danger. So it's so good so far. I am so loving it, and I can't wait to finish it. I'm already halfway through. It's pretty short, and then I might just go ahead and jump into book 3 on audio as well during this week. I don't know yet though, but I have realized there's a huge backlist that Beverly Jenkins has that I am not even familiar with. So I know like her popular ones, like Forbidden's pretty popular, and this series I've seen before, and some of the other ones I've picked up from Half Price Books, but she has a lot on her backlist, so I need to pick those up. But the next 4 are all authors that these are pretty newer romances. I bought them all brand new, so these are not what I bought from like a used bookstore. So I want to read This Earl of Mine by Bateman. This one's like, you know, those historicals that are just like nice and floppy. I love those, and this one I'm really excited for. She's tired of people telling her to get married, so she decides to marry a criminal who's on death row so that she can be a widow, and ends up deciding on a guy who's actually undercover in the prison, and he's not gonna die. So I'm very, very excited for this one. I also want to read The Virgin and the Rogue by Sophie Jordan. I don't know what this is about, but I know Bree from Bree Hill and Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers have also read this and really enjoyed it. And then I have The Rogue on Fifth Avenue by Joanna. This one takes place in America, which I don't typically read romances that take place in America that are historical, so except for Beverly Jenkins. And this one I do have an arc of the 3rd one, so I really want to read this. I did end up getting the 2nd one from Half Price Books over here, but I'm excited to read Joanna Shoup. And then I have Scott Under the Covers by Suzanne Enoch. I cannot do a historical romance video without talking about a Scottish romance, so I'm very excited for this. I might also add on a Joanna Lindsay. This one I got yesterday, and it has this gorgeous step back, and he's Scottish, so he's the laird of a clan, and I need to read more Joanna Lindsay, and I didn't know she had Highlander romances, so I want to read it, and this one's one I didn't own, so I'm very excited I found this at Half Price Books. But we'll see what I end up reading. I'm definitely going to have these 4 and that Beverly Jenkins on my TBR, but I might add something else. I'm just trying to branch out and read more historical romance authors. I did also see, I think Alyssa Cole has some ebooks that are historical as well that I didn't know, but the one that I was looking at is early 1900s, but I might read that too, so I don't know. But that's what I have for you guys so far, so stick around and see what I think of these, and I'm excited. Hey guys, I'm here to update you. It is Tuesday. I didn't film anything yesterday, but I was reading. So I'm currently reading White Rage, so that took up a lot of my reading time yesterday. I'm trying to read 50 pages a day of that. That is nonfiction about racism in America, and so I didn't get a lot of my historical romances done. I did finish my audio of Destiny's Surrender by Beverly Jenkins, and it was so good, except for I ended up giving it 4 stars. Like, first half I was like, this is 5-star read, this is my favorite Beverly Jenkins, it's amazing, I loved it, and then it just kind of fizzled out, and then we had some like suspense at the end, but like for the second half of the book it was just kind of like, okay, now they're just going along, and I'm like, I need more. So I did enjoy it. I really liked the premise. I liked how there was a marriage of convenience in here. I don't want to spoil too much, but it was so good. I feel like the synopsis in the back of the book gives away a lot of this book, but if you want a fun, quick audio, and want to read Beverly Jenkins, I definitely recommend the series. I liked book 2 better than book 1, but I gave both of them 4 stars. And I'm excited to read the third one. But I also I went for a run this morning and walked my dog. So I had finished Destiny's Surrender and started a Cat Sebastian romance, historical, and I don't remember the title. I think it's Gentleman something. It'll be right here. But it is so good so far. So the main character is like a fixer for the nobility. So people, it takes place in London, and if someone has a problem, they go to him and he'll fix it for them. So currently there's this woman who someone has stolen these secret letters she's written to her, like, what's the male equivalent of a mistress? I don't know, like, whatever. The guy that she's seeing behind her husband's back. She has these letters and someone stole them and wrote her a blackmail note, and so she is freaking out. She's like, you need to help me. So it's his job to, like, help her. And this other guy visited him because he's like, what did you do with my sister? Because she visited you for some reason, and, like, his sister had used his fixing services, and so it's gonna be their romance. And the guy whose sister used that other guy, I don't remember their names right now. I'm only like an hour into this. Oh, one of them's name is Jack Turner. So I keep on thinking of Jack Sparrow and William Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean, and how they just like push the names together, so they'll say Mr. Turner, and I'm like, oh my god, it's pirates. But that's the guy who fixes things. So the actual like other guy who's like a noble, he has a limp and he can't really walk that far because he got shot in the back of the leg during the war. So that's a big part of his character, and he walks around with a cane. And so I really like both of them a lot, so I'm excited to see where things head with that romance. The audio is really good, and I did finish half of this, and this one is so good as well. I think it's gonna be a 5-star read. So she obviously married him in the very beginning and then realized, well crap, he's not actually a criminal, he's actually an Earl. So she's actually helping him. So like I said, he was in prison because he was undercover, and he's like helping try to figure things out. I don't want to spoil anything, but she's actually gonna help him because she owns like a ton of ships because she inherited her father's company, so she knows a lot about like trade and ships and stuff. So her knowledge is helping him out with his current case. And so of course we had the scene where someone walks in, so they gotta pretend they're canoodling instead of like looking for things. I don't know why I love that kind of scene so much. So like this is super slow burn, and I am obsessed with their chemistry. It is so good in here. So I'm about halfway through. My hope is to finish this today and then listen to more of Cat Sebastian. I do have to cut some for my Etsy shop and probably take some Instagram pictures. Did Darcy just come in? Hello, baby. Alright, I'm gonna go and work on that stuff and talk to you guys later. Hello, Miss Darstars. Hello, hello. Do I get your booty? Oh, am I gonna get you? Am I gonna get you? What? You want some love? You're so cute. You're so cute. Hi guys, so I have a lot to update you on. I have finished 2 things since I last talked to you. I finished my audiobook of the Cat Sebastian book. It's like The Scoundrel something. I don't remember the name. If I'm not like physically reading the book and constantly looking at the cover, I don't remember the name of the book since I listened to this on audio, but I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I really love the chemistry between Oliver and Jack Turner. And then there was a Mrs. Sparrow, so I got really confused. Like, Jack turned to Mrs. Sparrow, and I'm just like, what? But it was really cute. They spent a lot of the time trying to figure out the case of that person that came to him in the beginning about how her letters went missing, and then there was also another mystery about how someone died. So that kind of all wrapped up in the end. It was pretty short. So this was like between 7 and 8 hours, so it was pretty short. I'm listening to a Sarah Maclean book right now, which I'll talk to you about in a sec, which is 12 hours long. So this one by Cat Sebastian was pretty short, and there was great chemistry between the characters, and I really liked it. I liked Oliver was kind of like your grumpy war hero, and Jack was just a guy who came from like not a bad past, but like a poor past, so he never feels like he's good enough because he's always reminded about where he came from, which is huge during historical romances, about if you're like new money or old money kind of thing. So I really enjoyed this. I'm glad I read it. And then I finished This Earl of Mine by Kate Bateman, and this is getting 4.5. I'm probably gonna round it up on Goodreads. I do feel like the last 30 pages went on and on and on. I was just like, it was done by page 300 and it went to 325, and I'm just like, what are we gonna get for the next 25 pages? And it was just like them being happy, and I'm like, okay, I don't like it when people are happy. So that's how I feel about romances. I feel like that ending just went too long, but I really enjoyed this. Again, there's like some mystery going on. That's what Benedict's kind of like job is like kind of to find things out. That's why he was in jail in the beginning, and they have to pretend that they're not married in real life because like that would be a huge scandal. And so that was really funny. Only a few people knew that she was married, and she apparently is like super wealthy, like crazy wealthy, and he's not at all. And they explain his family situation, but he had no problem signing the agreement when they first got married that like he wouldn't take any money other than the lump sum she would give him for marrying her. So this was really cute. I liked it a lot. I really loved the chemistry and like the buildup of the romance. When they finally got together, you're like, finally, and like they kind of start liking each other, and they're like, well, you are my wife and you are my husband. So I love that, how they got married in the beginning. It was awesome. So highly recommend this. I can't wait to read the next book in the series. I think it either just came out or it's coming out soon. It might have already come out. It came out May 2020, so I gotta check that out. Next, I am currently listening to Wicked and the Wallflower by Sarah Maclean. Finally. I skipped this book and read book 2 for my reading Goodreads favorite romances last year because it was nominated in the top 20. And I remember the second book being a little slow, and I think someone was really mad at me for reading the second book without the first one, because apparently you can't read it out of order. I caught on just fine, but I didn't love it because the plot was pretty slow. I remember the beginning being really good of book 2, and then it just kind of like dragged along, and then it got good at the end, and I don't like that in my historicals. I need like things to happen like in this. And so I'm started this though, and it's so good, and I'm interested to see how book 3 is, because book 3 is Grace's book, which is gonna be interesting. I thought she'd have a new love interest, but her interest is still Ewan. I don't ever feel like I say that name right. It's still him. And I'm like, how is that gonna happen? But in this one, our main character is 27, she's a spinster. In book 2, she was 29 and a spinster. And like no one ever wants her, and she's like denied a bunch of marriage proposals, and she just wants to be alone. And she learns though, pretty early on, so I don't think this is a spoiler, and I didn't read the back of the book. So she learns pretty early on that her brother has lost all their money, and so she has to marry. And she did make up a lie that she was married to this duke, which is our hero's older brother. So the whole bare knuckled bastards, they're orphan brothers and their sister as well, who kind of like run the streets and like protect people and like have their own business, but they're like well respected because they're kind of like the honest guys kind of thing, but like people know not to cross them. And their older brother's a duke, and so she had said that she was married to the duke to like try to get these annoying gossipy people that used to be her friends but don't want to be her friends anymore because she's a wallflower off her back. And so the guy hears about it. He's like, well, maybe I will just marry her. And Devil, I think is what he goes by, he's kind of like, no. And he like shows up in her bedroom to talk to her, and it's really funny. But I really like it. He is scarred, so like half his face is scarred, and he's like an orphan and kind of has a damaged past. So I like that about him, and I like it so far. It's cute. I like our main character too. So Felicity, I think is her name. Felicity? I think it's Felicity. So yeah. And then I'm gonna pick up The Rogue of Fifth Avenue. I'm reading so many books. This is gonna be my 5th book I'm picking up for this reading vlog. It's 5 enough for a reading vlog? I feel like it is, because I've already read 3 books so far, which is crazy, but 2 were on audio. So this one I don't know anything except for that's in America. So I'm excited to start this and catch up with you guys later. I might have to go to Barnes & Noble today. We'll see. I'm doing a book club with my high school kids, and we're trying to pick a book, and we wanted to pick Stamped by Jason Reynolds, but it's literally sold out everywhere. And any other book we want to do about race with the kids for YA, literally sold out everywhere. So I might have to go and pick up a couple books at Barnes & Noble because Amazon's out. So if I want it soon, I have to go in and pick it up. So I might go there, but we'll see. I will talk to you guys when I've read some more. Hopefully the roofing guys aren't too loud. They're getting the roof done next door. I just filmed my mid-year freakout tag, and they're like taking off the roof out the window, and I hope they can't hear me because it's literally right next door. But I want to update you guys on my reading. I'm a little bit into The Rogue of Fifth Avenue. I'm like 50 pages in. I'm actually really loving it. He's her dad's lawyer, and she like sneaks into casinos and stuff. And then I'm loving Wicked and the Wallflower. So good. But I thought I'd share with you some historicals I've gotten recently that are down here. I did get all of them at Half Price Books, so there's like 8 of them, and they're all Highlander romances. But I'll show you. There's this whole stack. I found this Joanna Lindsay and I'm super excited about it because I did not own this already. This one, just the cover's gorgeous. And then I got some Susie and Enoch because I need to read her. And I love that. Beverly Jenkins, gorgeous cover. Glad I found that. Another one I just bought for the cover because it looked good. And I think it dealt with the Battle of Culloden, so that's why I bought that. I bought 2 Cressley Cole because I own the first one in the series but not the other 2, so I found those. Another Susie and Enoch. I should have gotten the other one too I saw there, but I thought I owned it, but I don't, so I might go back at some point to get it. Oh, and then these I got in the mail, so that wasn't at half price books, but I got really good selection that I'm very excited for that I'll read eventually. But I have all of these historicals I have to read, so we'll see when that happens. It's Miss Lily. They're doing the roof, so she's not excited about that next door, but we have Miss Darcy too. Hi, baby. Oh, big cat. Alright, so you can like really hear their music next door now, which like whatever, it's fine. They're working, I would need music too. But I just mowed the lawn and I listened to more of the audiobook. I have about 3 hours left of Wicked and the Wallflower and I'm really enjoying it. I don't think it's too slow. Lacey gave it 3 stars, but I really like it and I like their chemistry and I like figuring more out about his past, and we're just figuring out about like his brothers and like the Duke and stuff, so it's really cute so far. And she's supposed to marry this Duke, but Devil likes her, so I really like it. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely finish it by tomorrow and then try to read more of my Joanna shoot book. Hey guys, so this is the last day I'm going to be vlogging for these historical romances. I have my live show tonight. I have 5 people joining me, which I'm very excited for, and we're going to talk all about historical romances. So I will link that down below. I think this video is going to be going up tomorrow, so that's going to already have been done, but I'll link it down below if you want to watch and you didn't get to of us talking all about historical romances, which I'm very excited for. I have about an hour left of Wicked and the Wallflower, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'll probably end up giving it 4 stars. I expected it to be boring because Lacey gave it 3 stars and she did say it was similar to Brazen and the Beast, which now that I'm getting to the end, we have like the same conflict at the end that we had in book 1, so I see where she's coming from. But I really like this romance and I really like how he feels like he'll never be good enough for her, and he had this whole like plot going on that had to do with her that she figured out about, and so I do like her a lot. And also what I really like is that this one, it talks about how she likes wearing pink dresses, and the cover has her wearing a pink dress. And in my Joanna shoot book I'm reading, she wore a blue silk gown to seduce Frank, the guy, and on the cover she's wearing a blue silk gown. So I really like that. I don't think I've noticed that a lot about historicals, if they actually like talk about the outfit they're wearing on the cover. But I need to finish my Sarah Maclean book, which I'll definitely do today, and I'll also finish the Rogue on 5th Avenue, I think is what it's called. I'll put it here. I have the paperback, but it's downstairs. I'm about 200 pages into this now. I only got to page like 80 last night, but I'm reading a lot today, and I really like this. But while I'm listening to Wicked and the Wallflower and reading this one, I've noticed that both characters are treated like they are so fragile and delicate that like they can't even have conversations about their marriage because it's just too delicate for their ears, and like you shouldn't have to talk about this. And I'm just like, and that's what the point that she makes in this book is, she's like, it's my marriage, I'm gonna talk about it, because she figures out that there was a like agreement that they had to sign on, and she's learned all about these stipulations in this contract for her own marriage to this guy, because she's been betrothed like pretty much since she was born, and she figures out that the guy she's betrothed to actually has a mistress, and so she sets out to seduce Frank. And first of all, I don't think I've ever read a book with a hero named Frank. That's my uncle's name, so it's a little weird, and I tweeted about it, and I don't think I've ever read a book with my brother's name or my dad's name. I don't think I've ever, or even my cousin's name. I have one male cousin, and I don't think I've ever read a book with his name or my brother's name or my dad's name or my uncle's name for that matter. I had to deal with any books like that. The weirdest part that happens is when I have books like with a character that's a student's name, because I have like over 100 students a year, which is like whatever, I can get over that. But like when it's a close relative, I'm just like eek. And I don't think I've read a book with the name Frank before, and like I guess it's historical, so it's like an older name, because I don't think there's anybody even my age the name Frank that I know of. But she sets out to seduce Frank, and I think it was really funny. And the whole scene of like her trying to seduce him, and then he's trying to like play back at her too, and like it's really funny. I really liked it. There's a lot of chemistry between them, so I'm really enjoying this book, and I'll be interested to see where it goes. He's a lawyer, and so he's helping her with the case on someone in a domestic abuse situation, so I would say trigger warning for domestic abuse, not with our main characters, but someone that our main characters know and are working with legally to help her. I can tell the difference between the American and the British historicals, because in the American one, I don't know if it's more recent, but like they went up an elevator and she can go out and have dinner with him, and like people still talk about it. It's published in the papers, but like she's not ruined because of it. People are just like gossiping about it. So in like the British ones, you can't really do anything without a chaperone, and so yeah, I don't know if it's because it's just later time period wise where like they were a little bit more lax on what women were allowed to do or not do. So it's good so far though. I'm enjoying it. So I just have these two to finish, and then I'll be done with this reading vlog. So I've read a lot of historicals. I'm not going to get to the last two I wanted. I'm not going to get to these two. That's okay, because I have a lot of other reading to do of other books right now. So I'll get to those eventually. Hey guys, so I am here to close this vlog out because I finished my last two books I wanted to read. The first one I finished is Wicked and the Wallflower, and I'm giving this 4 stars. Like I said before, the general plot is pretty similar to book 2, so I read book 2 last year though, and don't remember too much of the plot. I do remember the beginning and the end, but like nothing in the middle, and that's why I gave it 3 stars, because like the middle is super boring. And this one, I really enjoyed it a lot more. I liked their chemistry, and I liked the end, and I liked how she got to know him more and like his business more, and just like him more because of his past and how damaged she was from it. And so 4 to 5 stars for that one. I really liked it. And then sun's going away, but I finished The Rogue of Fifth Avenue. I think I'm gonna give this 5 stars. I really liked it, and the ending it just like got to the point and didn't drag like this Earl of mine, whatever that one Kate Bateman was. So I really liked this. It was so good. We had that trial going on through the whole thing, and I really liked her parents' reactions to something that happened. Like they were being a little bit annoying in the beginning when they're like, you're gonna marry this guy and you have to do that and you're too sensitive to be in these conversations, but like there was a really good reaction at the end of something that happened that I really appreciated happening. So I do want to say though, like this does deal with a lot with domestic abuse and violence. Like they talk about it a lot in here because it's part of a lot of people's lives in this book, so be aware of that going in. But Frank was adorable, and I really loved him and how much he liked her, and I liked how she didn't jump at the chance to do something. I don't want to spoil anything, but she was very much like, I want to be independent and be able to do things on my own, and I really liked that. So 5 out of 5 stars. I had all 4 and 5 star books for this reading vlog, so I'm really excited. Let me know if you want more historical reading vlogs. I would love to do it, and my live show's tonight, so make sure you catch that. If you haven't, I will link that down below. And yeah, that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.